Welcome to the next level with Keith, where clarity replaces confusion and simple systems lead to real freedom. Every episode begins with intention, music that centers your mind, lifts your spirit, and prepares you for transformation. This is your space for growth, your place to reset, your moment to rise. Rethinking your thinking, because when you shift your mind, you shift your money. Stack and grow, where small intentional steps turn into lasting wins. Simple strategies, real progress. Your circle, your currency, because your network matters. Mobile money moves, business, income, and empowerment from the device in your pocket. This isn't just talk, it's guidance, it's strategy, it's movement. Welcome to the next level with Keith. Let's begin.
The next level, the next level, the next level, next level with Keith. The next level, the next level, the next level, next level with Keith. You landed here and it's no mistake. You best believe this could be your break. Rub-a-dub-dub, check out the hubs inside. A winning team is here to be your guide. Oh, my friend, you've been looking for a brand new day. I got good news, only a click away. You can click on any hub. You are sure to feel the love. Got some stories in my book, hope you'll take the time and look. The message in this simple read: teens, young adults, help them succeed. Scroll on down, got more to say. Go blogs, let's take it away. And if you choose not to do a thing that will ever cause me not to win, when you know your worth, no need to beg. Selling with no pressure is more fun. Instead, financial freedom has been calling you. Come join a hub, see what it will do. Come on and dance along with me. We going to the next level with Keith. The next level, the next level, the next level.
All right. We back. Take it down. Yeah, episode 25. Loving it. Thank you, engineer. I appreciate that. That was lovely. I just want to say I am grateful again to be back. I'm on vacation, which is even better, and I'm well rested. So tonight, if you see me jumping up and down out of my chair, getting extra excited, that's because I took my vitamins. All right, I took my little nutrients for the day, and I got some good rest, and I am ready to go. So again, welcome to the next level with Keith. Looking at episode 25, and let me know if you're ready to go for the ride, because I'm telling you, this is gonna be another wild one. All right, so get ready, get your seatbelts fastened. All right, because we're about to take off to the next level. All right, and this is gonna be a very interesting topic tonight, and a very important one that I think we ought to ask ourselves if we never did. All right. And it's a massive question. All right. And the question is, how big is your why? How big is your why? Because that determines a whole lot of things as far as what follows. You have a big why, believe me, a lot can happen, and sometimes happen very quickly, because everything else after that becomes a little easier once your why is big enough. Let me say thank you to all those who are listening from Spotify and Podbean and Amazon and YouTube and everywhere else on the digital space. Thank you for chiming in whether it's 10 minutes, 20 minutes, or the entire show. Thank you. And I hope that what I put down, you'll pick up and run with it. If you see the need and see where you find alignment. Now, I've been doing this show for a little while, and I've had many emotions over the last 2 months. A lot of emotions, thoughts about different things, and what I feel is happening, and some of my own insecurities and anxieties, and maybe frustrations and joys, and ups, downs, and different thoughts that is extremely human. What do you say, right? We all have moments where we think and we wonder and we ponder, where am I actually at? All right. And sometimes we feel very planted and we're very, very strong in our foundation. Other times we feel like we're like a feather in the wind. You know what I'm saying? Where we're going to be blown next. All right. And that's just life's cycle and just life's journey. And it's all a part of it. And me being a dad, before I begin my segment tonight, me being a dad, there are times when you're told or feel that you're not to let your kids see you vulnerable or cry or look like you're not holding on, or you've been beaten down and you're not the strong dad. And I'm gonna give you two interesting experiences that I've had being a dad. And something happened one day, and I remember I cried in front of my daughter, and she was like, "Daddy, it's okay. I understand." I was very surprised, but I was very broken at that moment. I was very hurt over something, very disappointed. I was crying, and I saw me. I didn't hide my tears. I think for her, it meant something to see her dad, show vulnerability. And I think oftentimes we went about how we are perceived by people, and are we good looking enough? Do our voice sound good enough? The what we say ring out enough? And sometimes we just don't feel like enough. All right. And that kind of vulnerability, I think sometimes we try to hide away. And even doing this podcast, from the time I've been doing this podcast, I've had thoughts, and there are times I feel that I want to be vulnerable and be open about some things that I feel. And one side said, no, you got to show professionality. You got to show a certain kind of you know, success and certain kind of upward motion. Don't let them see you sweat, rather, or see you look like you're unsure. But I think, like I said in my book, you know, sometimes I think people sometimes connect with you even when you're real with your moments. When you're real with your moments, I think sometimes people respect you more and connect with you more. That's just my thoughts. Because the reason why I say that is because of this. No matter how well you perform, how good is your speech, how prepared you are, somebody just will not find it interesting. Others will. No matter how much you try to be the perfect or the most, we call it relative, right? Or the most, I don't understanding, or the most, you know, try to be equal in your approach, have the equilibrium going, balance as you want to be. Somebody's gonna find you off. They won't find it interesting, and some will. So I feel that in this particular episode, for me, it's a defining time for me since I've started doing my podcast. And I did some research this week, objectively to hear what I would hear back from my research. All right. And I kind of opened up my site to see what feedback I would get. And I got some very interesting feedback and information on where I'm at. And a lot of it was really amazing how A lot of what I was thinking, it came back to me in that research. Like, wow, this is so interesting. But this segment here, again, is talking about activity, is talking about engagement, it's talking about movement, like radical movement based on what we hear. I mean, it'd be scary if you had a fire alarm going off in the building and no one responded. All right. A fire alarm goes off, it's supposed to make somebody say, hey, what's that? If they're sleeping, they'll wake up. If they're in their bathroom, they'll get out the bathroom real fast. Whatever they're doing is it's a call for action because your life could be at stake. Oftentimes we don't get that heavy alarm, that noise. All right. Now I work in a school, and every now and then we have fire drill, right? The alarm goes off and every single person in that building comes out. All right. Because it could be a real fire, and it's training for what could be real. So the response time needs to be very accurate. And if it's not done properly, we've got to do it again. All right. But oftentimes in life, we don't get that loud alert. So we tend not to move. Someone said if you put like a frog in cool water and slowly turn the heat up under that fire, I mean under that pot or that pan that the frog is in, if you do it slowly enough, the frog will not jump out of that water until it dies because it gets harder and harder and harder. But because it's so slow moving, the frog don't realize that it's about to be cooked. So it doesn't jump out of the water. If it's a hot, hot, hot water that you put the frog in, the frog will try to jump out immediately. All right. So many of us, when we hear things like the economy, things are changing, make preparation, do certain things. Um, Look at what's happening with AI. Folks are just slowly watching, not moving, not taking initiatives because it's not a big bang, so to speak. We hear things like by 2029, 2030, there's going to be a massive change on the online space. And folks are like, okay, and that kind of thing. So this show again is here as a reminder. And I did say before, and it's not to make anyone feel any kind of way, I promise you, but I have to be real. And I've been trying to work on some different projects over the last year. And I'm going to share a little bit of a little bit of what I went through, um, and give you a contrast as to what it was like many years ago and recent years up to last year, and show you how I feel that we can move and get things going and just change our situation if it's not what we're looking for. So again, how big is your why? How big is your why? All right. A big why does what? It beats excuses, right? A big why eliminates excuses, right? Because we want what? We want to build a great future. We also want to protect our family. And we know that comes by taking action, right? So we want to build income, we want to protect our family, right? And we want to be able to adapt to this new world, right? Because this is what our why is going to do. And it's going to make us be very effective in doing so. So again, how big is your why? All right. Now, of course, not a letter, right? Not just a letter in the alphabet. That's not what I'm talking about. Why do we do what we do? What drives us? What's the motivating factor? What gives us that passion There are people who say there are things that I'll do for free because I'm passionate about it. All right. And so what fuels us? The why. So when you have a big enough why, you'll be amazed what you'll do. I've seen stories of women, single moms, dad left, nowhere to be found. She has two, three kids, and she decides to go to school and get her master's. Now, I'm talking babies, not old kids that are independent. Kids are like maybe 10, 8, 5, 10, 8, 7, 11, 9, 4. All right. And she fights her way because she knows that if I achieve that, it will land me into this position. I'll be able to get these options and I'll be able to help my kids. She sees her kids in college. That's her why. Some mom says, you know what? I never went to college, but I want my kid to go. And that's their why. So the why could be whatever it is for you, all right? But it drives you. It's something that no one can put inside of you. You can't just buy it somewhere, all right? Something that you have to have inside your very soul. Why? And so therefore, sometimes you may be sharing information. I may be sharing information to the wrong audience. It could be the right idea, but the wrong audience. And sometimes we have to be open for those kind of things. All right. Here's the truth. Most people don't quit because the dream was too small. Most people don't quit because the dream was too small. They quit because their why was too weak. They got excited in the beginning. They went to the meeting. They watched the video. They listened to the testimony. They imagined the freedom. They saw the possibility. Then the next day came. Bills came. Fatigue came. Disappointment came. Family pressure came. Fear came. And sometimes a no or two came. And that destroyed their vision. And suddenly, it's gone, like it was never there. The big dream started to what? Shrink. So today we're asking a very serious question. How big is your why? I remember years ago, I used to go to these meetings and I would be invited by someone who would say, I can't really tell you about the business. It's a surprise. When you get there, then you'll see the reveal. You can now decide when you get there. And I remember going into those situations a couple of times, and the person's all excited because the person probably see that presentation before and heard the testimonials and how much this one is making for the first month, second month, third month, and how that one is to have got a new car, and this one is going to get, the next level. And I'm thinking that they are excited because they feel that once I hear this information that they have heard, then I'm going to say yes for sure. All right. That's their thinking. They're excited. Everyone's looking very relaxed and like, dressed for success kind of thing. And, just waiting, anticipating this presentation to hear, are you ready to sign up? And I recalled in several occasions not making that move to join. And I could see the disappointment. They came, picked me up. I went there, stayed for the entire time. They gave me a name tag and all this stuff. And how you maybe mention your name and say hello, whatever it is, and what you do and what you're here for. And to not see me sign up, Oh, I could see the disappointment in that person's face. And I say that to say this. Sometimes it's not the hype, like I was saying earlier, or the big excitement that does it. And I remember a year ago, it was Father's Day to be exact. I was going to see my son about maybe 80 miles from home. And I'm, just pondering about an email I saw that came in that morning. I took a quick glance on it and something got my attention, but I wasn't able to stay long enough because I had to go, based on the time I was working with. And something just kept saying, check it out, check it out. And I'm someone who would rather look at something and say no than not look and just wonder if woulda, coulda, shoulda. What if I did? What if I did check? So I'm that kind of person. I'll look at something, if I don't like it, if it's not for me, I'll move on. But if I think it's potential, it connects a certain way, then I'll give more time to it. So based on what I saw, it got my attention enough to ponder on it on my way to the event. I went to the church that morning, met my family, my son, and we had a good time afterwards. On my way down, for some reason I just felt the need to pull over, and I pulled over and I checked out this email that was sent to me. There was no noise. It was very quiet. There was nobody trying to convince me. There was nothing that was, you know, bells and whistles going on and fanfare. It was just a very still moment. And I pulled over in my car, looked at information. It grabbed me, and I signed up right there and then. It just made sense. And I said, let me just watch it and let me see what will happen because I've done things before that were not too long ago. I mean, prior to that, where great, great idea, great movement, and at launch, something went wrong. It was a massive launch, massive idea, and great visionary. I would say big dream was a worldwide movement, but that one moment of really coming out based on what was not anticipated and certain things were not in place because it was a new thing. It was something that was very new to the world. Never been done before. There was no blueprint to follow. And of course, yes, it did not go as planned. And it was a hard break, was a hard hit for many of us. So when I saw this thing that I started last year, I saw an approach that I liked. It was a very step-by-step approach. It was a big vision, big dream, mass appeal, great idea. I felt aligned with the idea. I liked what I was hearing, what I was seeing. I was connected with my soul. And I was just thinking, the approach, I like it so much more than what I've seen before in the past. I saw this thing happening in stages, stages, stages. And when you think of stages, to me, it was like saying he's learned some things in the past. He's had crashes after the whole buildup and the whole anticipation of people. And so his goal was to have it in steps, step by step by step. And I watched this thing evolve, I mean, almost precisely how it was set out because of the approach. And officially, there was a launch this past May. Amazing, powerful, an official launch. And I watched this thing for a year now, and I'm like, wow, wow, really amazing. And when I see what was happening for the last over the last 6, 7 months or so, I started thinking about, you know what? I think this right here need to be seen by a lot more people. And what better way, right, to expose it online in a way that's, that's more of a, more of a magnitude kind of approach because I'm someone who believes in sharing, and I believe that something like this needs to be shared. Right, that's just my personal take. But so as I started seeing what was happening with this movement here, and seeing what they were doing and what they were allowing people to have, and where it was going, I'm like, wait a minute. I think we're onto something really, really new and different and powerful. And I had done several things that was that I was giving me results in different ways. And for the time I started doing the podcast and sharing the hubs, talking about my hubs and the passive income hub that I'm so excited about, and and the the digital hub, and the family protection hub, and different things I'm trying to really just kind of share out there. I realized that hmm, thoughts came to my mind. Am I talking to the right audience? Yes, I've asked this question. Am I talking to the right audience? Because you have audience that are like, it could be like you call it warm, and you have maybe hot market, right? Really just they're like so engaged and so like they can't wait to get to you or get to your information. And I'm questioning, am I really projecting right? Am I being understood when I speak? You start questioning these things because you don't know, especially if you don't hear a lot of anything negative, right? You wonder, man, is there something that's I'm missing here? Is it a time thing here? Does it need more time? And I'm like, why aren't people engaging more than they are? Right? Some may say, well, listen, based on what I'm getting is great. Some may say, well, it's whatever, more perspective, right? But me being a virgin in a way, in terms of my understanding of how the online works and not being the expert, I listen and I try to accommodate what I don't know and learn and grow. But at the same time, I get that gut feeling, there's something about that gut feeling that just gives you that that I would say that pulse. And you may not be able to maybe communicate it very effectively, but you feel something deep, like, I need to make some changes here, try something here, do something different there. Because at the end of the day, we it's not just for me, it is for you, in essence. All right. And I realized that what I started, the requirements that I needed to have was already done. I actually did my requirement. So I felt like, hmm, I can spread this out. I can let people know about this thing right here. I can let folks know that something big is happening and they should want to check it out and be a part of it. I can do that. That's not too hard. And so that was one of the vision that I had. And so as I'm watching things evolve and grow, I'm thinking, oh, you know what? Yes, I've seen many podcasts come and gone, right? Some may have come for a short time, that was their plan, and some came to stay for a long time and then they're gone for some reasons, whatever happened. You can't really tell all the time. And I'm saying, wow, I'm seeing something's happening on different areas, on different spaces. I'm thinking now, where should I bring my focus? Where should I put my focus? Should it be on the podcast, or should it be some other areas? Because I want people to win. I want people to get it. I want people to be engaged, and I'm keeping it real. Now, for those of you who are engaged, you know who you are. Man, means the world. I've gotten a lot of good feedback from some of you folks, wonderful feedbacks, and I'm saying, More, 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 more. Come on, come on, give me some more. You know what I'm saying? Let me know more because if I feel like there's sometimes a disconnect that I'm not sure what it might be, but again, it's a feeling. All right. But I sometimes trust my gut because I've seen where things have happened for me that turned out well because I followed my heart and I followed those pulses that sometimes speaks very loudly to me. And I'm always open to call it morphed or to reinvent myself sometimes or try different things. I'm that kind of person. But anyway, let's continue where I left off. So we talked about people don't quit because the dream was too small. And I gave some reasons why. And I talked about the big dream that sometimes we start, or you may start, it start to shrink. So today we're asking the question, how big is your why? See, why it is not bigger than your excuses. Your habits will keep beating your hopes. How big is your why? Because if it's not bigger or big enough, excuses is what is going to take place. Is going to take the space of you doing what you need to do to make it happen. So again, it goes back to what? Our thinking. And that's where the rethinking comes into play. All right. Or rethinking is a paramount when it comes to now. How can we now redo, rethink, realign ourselves to move forward, all right, with the right kind of attitude and mindset. So motivation oftentimes starts things, all right. Your why sustains it. Yes, you may be motivated to start something, but your why is like the gasoline, sustains that thing. A lot of people confuse excitement with commitment. Remember, I talked about being those meetings when I went to some many years ago. Yeah, it was a lot of excitement. I promise you. You could feel the electricity in the air, the emotions, been there, but it was short lived because the why wasn't big enough. Excitement says, I feel ready, I think I'm ready. Commitment says, I'm moving even when I don't. Commitment says, I'm moving even when I don't. And commitment is a very funny word. It's a very interesting word. It's a commitment. Committed to what? All right. There are people who have been married and they were committed to their vows and they made a commitment to their spouse that we can make it happen. But depending on what life throws their way, maybe someone really didn't hold the hand in the bargain. Maybe someone was deceptive. Maybe someone didn't do the right thing. Maybe someone overlooked somebody or breached that agreement. And so you got to make a choice to what? Move on, not keep doing it, not keep going. You got to say no. We got to change course here. Excitement needs room, the crowd, the music, the applause. Commitment works quietly in the middle of the night when people are sleeping. You're awake. Sometimes after work, when folks are saying they're tired and done, you start your work day, right? During the lunch break, you're not there busy scrolling your phone for the entire lunch break. You're doing your research. You're doing things to learn something new, improve something, right? Reinforce something. Right on weekends, when a lot of folks let it go by, they maximize the weekend, right? And believe me, and so many time that people take into consideration, and they don't let it go by. They seize moments constantly, and so they grow. So by doing these things, freedom is built. You see, today's financial environment does not reward people who only dream. A lot of us can dream, all right? It rewards people who adapt. How adaptable are you? Are you trying to adapt? Are you trying to engage? The cost of living is high. Household debt is heavy. And I can give you some meat on that because recently I did a overall in my finances. All right. I just went to my son's graduation. So proud of him. All right. He's becoming a man. He's now 18 and is now looking to get into college. My daughter, who's a little older than him, is already in college. So now he's two in college. All right. And if you notice, things are not cheaper now. They're more expensive. The need is greater. And for those who are in tune with the economy, what's going on, ever since this war started, or this conflict, as they say, everything has gone up. All right. Everything has gone up. And you don't have to look too far to find it out. And that's the reality. And so therefore, I did an overall and an inventory of my finances. And I can be transparent that because of some things that happened three, 2.5 years ago, I completed paying off almost close to $40,000 worth of debt. And someone said to me some time ago, I took no offense, but I thought it was interesting. Said, Keith, you've always in some kind of financial crisis, some kind of financial thing going on with you. And yes, I'm very aware of that. And what I thought about was the fact that I made some decisions. One, my mom at the time, but it was a scam, didn't work out. I mean, it went down the drain. The other thing I did was I had to do with COVID and some moving situation, and some things were not done clearly as far as exiting. There was no intentional thing, but I ended up owing and I had to pay, even though it was some discrepancy where I really, well, it's complicated, but anyway, I really didn't have to pay or shouldn't pay that kind of money. But because I couldn't show the proof, because I didn't have the letter to show, so I have to now pay what I shouldn't have been paying. All right. And so with that kind of extra funds that you owe, your car breaks down, it becomes an emergency. A little um child's need becomes an emergency. Something small that wouldn't have been an issue now become an emergency because you have not gotten the raise to match this new expense, right? So now every little thing, of course, will seem like you just out of balance. You always have financial need, in financial crisis. Makes sense, but I understand all that, and I've made a decision over the last 2 years to eliminate a lot of these debt. And thank God, with His strength and consistency, I was able to eliminate a lot of those debt out of my, I would say, my financial my financial um storms. And so I said, how do I want to look at myself going forward? What do I want to change? What can I change? And I'm making changes now in many areas. And so I realized that the things that will take time, all right, we're thinking, it's part of it. How am I thinking moving forward? What do I invest in? How much time do I invest in it? When should I make a move, make a change? When should I keep going? All right. Should I listen to my voice, my inner voice? Should I listen to the expert? Should I listen to both? A lot of thoughts, but I remain in a way where I'm always grateful for all that happens, even the things that may not go as well, because you learn from these things, you grow from those things, and I realize that it's important not to be afraid to make an investment. All right. It's important not to be afraid to step out. It may seem like a loss sometimes, but I'm telling you, investments is important. Invest in people, invest in things, invest in ideas. Many people invest in new inventions um, before they actually come to market. Sometimes it doesn't work out, it's a loss. Sometimes it does, it's massive for those people. So you think about rethinking and getting our minds in that space is important. Again, you look at the the financial responsibility that men are facing today is pretty heavy. Think about today today's financial environment. All right, it rewards people who adapt. It does. The cost of living is very high. We know that. Household debt is very heavy. We know that. Emergency savings are thin for many families. AI is changing how work gets done. All right. And opportunity is moving faster than comfort zones. So your why cannot be just a little cute little bit of flower. Can't be just a little cutesy kind of thing. It has to be massive. It has to be big. It has to be intentional. You have to want it bad enough. It cannot be vague. It cannot be, I just want to be better. Got to be, I've got to do this no matter what. Your why must be specific enough to pull you out of bed and strong enough to make you change. That's serious. That's serious. That's serious kind of thinking there. And it starts somewhere. All right. And I guess you're getting more information about what we're facing may drive you. Many folks now are being driven now when they see what's going on. Many folks who never thought they would lose their job after 20 years, they're saying, wait a minute, what am I doing here? Many folks who thought things were secure are saying, I guess it's not so stable anymore. And so I'm here, sometimes feel like a prophet in the wilderness crying out, saying, there are things that has come about or is coming about. And I have to get a hold of some of these things that I know can change one's life. And it's changing mine. Thank God I can say I'm getting my own story, which is important. All right. I'm seeing the result, and it's a good, refreshing feeling because I share with confidence, knowing that, you know what, the masses, the masses can have a feeler with this right now. I'm actually talking to a pastor right now, and I'm supposed to speak with another pastor. A lot of churches are trying to raise funds, right? And some of them do programs. They may sell chicken dinners, right? Fish fry and different things, and try to raise funds. And nothing's wrong with that. And I thought about this program here, how it can empower a church, literally, in a very rapid way, and at the same time, all the members who are involved will benefit. I sent out a little ad that I make to kind of remind all those members that I share the program with. And I said, listen to me, if you're in the program for 12 months or 11 months down to 1 month, it shows you what they make every single month. So imagine you start a business and you're paid to start the business. All right. We're approaching passive income now. All right. We're approaching passive income now. So I'm going there. And I wanted to go to the Passive Income Hub and see what I'm talking about. They get paid to start a business. And their folks now say, listen to me, hey, in 3 months I've made this. They didn't even know. In 8 months, I've made this. They didn't know. And some really cool things that's taking place. Uh, we're talking, folks right now was saying, my health is important. My health is paramount. It's over $60 billion a year industry. And we are talking about the lowest products in the US right now. All right. Apples to apples. Because a lot of folks can go online, type in or vitamin C or vitamin A or whatever you want to purchase. You're not sure where it's coming from, where it was manufactured, the coding of it and the fillers that's inside of it. You have no clue. But it may be cheap, but is it good for you? Right? We're talking homegrown, right? We're talking about everything is on a certain level. There's a company that does all of these things, and everything has to be in a certain standard. All right. When you buy your iPhone, you know what it's like. You expect it to be a certain quality. What is the headphones? What is the earbuds? It's we call it the different gadgets that they have. You know that it's going to be high quality. You can see it. All right. And this company is taking a similar approach that all their products going to be high. And guess what happened? They search throughout the United States and realized that the company that had the lowest, and they bragged about their lowest products, they were charging $10 a month to be able to purchase these products. This company is saying, we're going to give you lower than that company, and you can join for free. Free membership and get the lower products in price. That's incredible stuff. And then go as far as saying, oh, if you want to have good ownership, you even save even more. So you're saving even up to 30% less than the competition. We'll talk about the lowest. Now, I feel proud and happy to share that. This morning I took my acai, and boy, I'm feeling so energized. 4 ounces. I just dip it in my thing, open my little packet and pour it in and just shake it up a little bit. Man, amazing stuff. So the point is that you think about what people can do these days. All right. Sometimes to think about it, it may be hard. To find it may be hard. But when it comes to you, whoa, when it comes to you, you want to get this thing going. When it comes to you, you want to grab it and level up and go. So let's talk about my passive income hub. All right. Because your why must survive the work. Let's talk about passive income. Passive income is not easy money. Yes and no. And most times, what's hard about it is to start. Passive income is oftentimes the starting point, which is the hardest. Because number one, folks don't believe that it is easy. Sometimes it's a system. Now, to get a certain amount of income, you may have to think about it as far as time realistically. Or I can say, listen to me, I want to make, say, starting with a $500 a month within 6 months. That's a goal. Or within 6 months, or I want to make $1,000 within 6 months. Or let me say, within a year, I'd like to double my income I'm having now in my job. You make those goals, right? But I can tell you something. When you have a company that's saying you can begin uh with less than $20, hmm, I don't think that's hard. The company's saying you can begin less than $20. That's not hard. And the company's saying they'll pay you to get started. I don't think that's hard. And on top of that, the company's saying we give you a loyalty bonus. That means as long as you pay your membership, you get another income for that. Every day is building. That's not too hard. And then they say you can shop if you want to shop without being in the ownership. You're not forced to buy anything to be a member. That's not hard. And the company's saying you can actually do this. You can get the lowest wellness products. And the company went and did, and company went ahead and found the 10 most popular items that sold in America. The highest, the popular ones, and they're the ones that being offered. Your daily essentials. That's not hard. All right. And then on top of that, they give you a something called a Voyager where you can travel and get savings on hotels and resorts and plane tickets, all kinds of things you can get savings on. I mean, massive savings, massive savings. All right. That's not hard. Do you worry about inventory, stocking, stockpiling stuff? Not necessary. Do you have to be a recruiter and go out there and recruit all these people? No, that's not too hard. No, because that's not so much of a requirement like that. All right. So all the perks are there and the ease is there. Now, what's hard about it? What's hard? Maybe believing it might be hard. Maybe checking might be hard for some people. For some reason or the other. I'm busy right now. I gotta do something tomorrow. Or I didn't get that excitement to do it. I didn't feel this rush of something. So maybe that's hard to get to the actual thing is maybe hard, but it's definitely not hard because I don't believe in the hard. I don't believe in the hard like that. I tell you the truth. I'm having fun, and I'm really stressing this because I feel that there's not many things that's out there, and I've tried so many things, and I've seen the differences. I've seen the big difference. It's one thing not to know something or never having the experience with some things, but when you know that you know until you know for sure, there is no hesitation. There's no schism or no kind of ifs and buts. You just got to get to the hub and make it happen. Now, again, sometimes you could be telling the powerful thing or the right thing to the wrong people. That's possible. That's possible. I hope this is not the case. All right. But I am excited for those of you already who are engaging the way you are engaging uh, as far as your comments. And I did read some of it, I think, some time ago, and really powerful, really was very encouraging. But I wanted to get deeper with you to see where you're going, if you understand how to connect with what you're hearing. I know if you go to my podcast, which is podcast.keithmerritt.com, that's one way to get there, right? Podcast.keithmerritt.com. It is there, all right? And that's KEITH, M as in Mary, ARRETT.com. So podcast.keithmerritt.com will get you there, all right? And you may see some hubs, you may see some blogs, right? You may see some other information there. Um, you may see the book that's there, but you can definitely get to that. And I'm thinking about making some changes as far as the way the site looks aesthetically. I'm thinking about doing something different. I'm gonna bring it towards my engineer, my digital expert, and see what she thinks about it. But I think I want to make some adjustments here and see what it would look like for the month of July coming up. I'm very interested in that. But yes, so passive income is here. It's not easy, technically, it's not easy to always find the right business. That's part what's hard about it, to find that friendly, easy to rumble kind of thing. Now, if you are going to be going to college for 4 years, as an example, you're not expecting to get your degree the first year. That's the key understanding. So, what can I achieve in 4 years from now with the right kind of business? If you go to school now to be, study certain areas or study certain subjects, you are going to be waiting for 3, 4 years, point blank. So, some business within 2, 3, 4 years, believe me, your life is changed, totally changed. Some, because they're so aggressive, they see change in 1 year. All right. So it's really about the perspective, but nothing begins nothing. And then if you begin, then it will go somewhere. All right. And so I'm talking to pastors, I'm talking to teachers, I'm talking to people that I know, and I'm getting some really good responses. And I see where the impact will be great. I saw a campaign that was put in place by a church. There is like a 3-year campaign to actually raise funds to pay off a major debt. And it's a great idea in place. And I thought about it in a way where everyone is making a commitment, or at least those who choose to is making a commitment to give a certain amount to the cause. All right. And it's a personal thing. There's no pressure there, but some is given what they feel they can give in 3 years. What is 10,000, 5,000, 1,000, 20,000, whatever they feel they can do. And I thought about that kind of giving, which is very powerful. Those folks, when they give that 3 years, it's not only that they're giving also other offerings and different things to maybe missions or things to benevolence or to speakers or to the community things that are taking place, to the kids ministry. They're given in different ways. So imagine in that kind of giving, after 3 years after giving, you just given. Most people won't say, I gotta raise. That's often the significance within 3, 4 years. Given. Many people can't really say, I have a big source of money coming in suddenly when I'm given. So when we talk about this movement here, the passive income hub, it's like everyone who starts now will get the boost 2, 3 years from now, coming back, flowing back. You're not just giving out with a big heart, but you're giving in a system where you actually repaying back. So folks right now who actually may have started 8 months ago, 9 months ago, they're gonna travel this month. They will see a major plus in what and how much they'll save for traveling. Just that alone is major. All right. Many folks next year doing their taxes can say, you know what? Wait a minute, I spent X amount on this business for the year. Oh, I can file tax and this can work. I can do some things. So the fact is that there's a lot of good things that's taking place. Um, and you think about the beauty of passive income because you're doing something once, you're getting paid for it over and over and over again. And so with this kind of structure that I'm talking about, everybody gets built up. Everybody gets win. I mean, everybody wins. And that's a beautiful thing. So here is one of the secrets I want to tell you. It's like a little secret, right? Most people won't tell you this. Passive income becomes passive only after active discipline. I like that. Passive income becomes passive only after active discipline. That is powerful. And that discipline is a requirement. It may not be strenuous, it may not be overwhelming, it may be something small, but it requires that. All right. You may need to create the product. Now, many of us can't do that. That's okay. In this process, The product's already being created. Build an audience. Okay, I love that. Build an audience. I've read about something called connective marketing, where the company puts people in your business because it's connective. So as the business grows from state to state, country to country, those that comes in after help those in front to be paid. It's a beautiful system, all right? It's connective. It's not you over here trying to fight your own little battle, trying to splash your own little water. It's a one big family. Now, write the emails. No, there are products where you can send an email and that email can actually promote for you for 90 days. 90 days on autopilot, which means that the person can just say, hey, this is Bob. I would like to check out this amazing nutritional supplement. A lot of you men, maybe over 40, 50, 60, and having some issues with your libido, there's a product that you can use and it's naturally based, not chemical based. It has more of a naturalness to it. Guess what happened? The price is so low, it's crazy. All right. And so therefore, you can market that to your friends for 90 days, autopilot. All right. Study the platform. Well, I mean, they make it very, very easy. That videos on the products. The products are there with an eye. You can click on the eye and get what the product made of, the ingredients. They have videos about the products, the vendors, videos about the, oh my God, everything is there to watch and see. Okay, how about follow up with people? Again, they have the click to build. Now that email for 90 days. Now coming soon will be click to text and click to post like your Facebook or Instagram, where it goes for 90 days, maybe once a week or twice a week. And guess what happened? With that kind of consistency, you're not there trying to create these things. So it's already being created already. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Powerful tools that's there ready made for you just to tap and go. Follow up with people. That's what it does. Track the numbers. Every detail in that opportunity tell you every penny you make. It gives you the breakdown. It gives you every cent, where it's coming from. It gives you all those details, and it gives you details about the comp plan. Break it down. It's all there for you to see. So there's no fighting and trying to figure out stuff too much with that platform. And I like that. All right. Improve the offer. Again, they give you the lowest price, the lowest cost in the US. But not only that, not only is the lowest cost, you can save even more if you make it um auto an auto order. All right. You can make it even lower. That's your choice. All right. Uh and all the new things happening, they're looking to have maybe 1,000 products by the end of this year. Powerful stuff. All right. They started with eight, I remember. Now they have over 100, and they're coming in every week. New products from different categories for females, males. They're gonna have a child and this. And guess what happened? This platform here, they give you something we call smart dollars. Smart dollar, where you don't pay from your pocket, you pay using the smart dollars. You pay using the smart dollars, not from your pocket. And they have another offer where you can stay for 6 months and never ever pay out of your card again on file. You never ever pay from your card on file ever again for the life of the company. And the offer is there to tell you how to do it. Very simple. But again, when you engage with me and you check things out, we can we can communicate and you can see how cool and easy this is. Now, I'm on a network here, if you see it. All right. This network allow me to what? To be on here, have the kind of background I have the kind of things happening in the back end that I can't do. But again, because the network is as such, I'm able to do what I do effectively. Now, this is not necessarily something I have to do in terms of what some opportunities are because it doesn't require major promotion as such. It's a personal thing. It's a personal taste of me wanting to do this. All right. Not a necessity for me to do this, but I take joy in spreading what I feel is awesome and what will help a lot of people around the globe. Yes, so I'm excited, y'all. All right. So this is real work. Here's the good news. What I just mentioned to you a while ago. Oh yeah, it's real work. It's not just wishful thinking, but the company's saying we do 95% of the work, do 5%. But you gotta do something. A lot of work is being going into a lot of things. All right. But the company is saying we do the heavy lifting, you do the light part. Can you be loyal with your membership? Can you improve your life by using these healthy products? Can you share them? Can you share and get paid for sharing? All right. Those small things. And so if your why is not big enough, you'll quit before the system has time to mature. You'll quit before the system has time to work for you. As someone that was about to quit about a month ago, and I sent them, I think a day or two before, an image of what they made. They could not believe it when they saw what they actually made. They didn't even know they had made that kind of money. But just by having the knowledge, they said, wait a minute, because these are folks who, if they were more engaged, don't even be further ahead. So even when there's small engagement, they're seeing like, wait a minute, I'm getting results here. I'm getting results here. This could be cool if I really get serious with this thing right now. So I got somebody right now. I got folks who are trying to meet with me. Um, when I have meetings and so on, pastors I'm talking to right now, because this can be explosive if it's when it's seen and understood, it's going to be, I think, a wonderful thing. So let's do a passive income reality check. All right, do a passive income reality check. Ask yourself, one, what problem can I solve for people repeatedly? What problem can I solve for people repeatedly? I think I found the problem. Solver here. Check out my passive income hub. What skill do I already have that can become a product, service, or resources? Some folks, your skill is to share. You talk about a movie that you like or a book that you liked. I mean, give me. I was in school the last day of school. I'm in the auditorium. I'm standing next to a staff, and she's laughing ecstatically. I looked around. She was like, "Oh man, this movie's so good. Oh, this movie's so good. Oh, you got to see this movie." And the movie was titled "I Will Find You." Guess what happened? I was in my bed last night. I happened to turn on my Netflix just to kind of peek. There was the movie title, "I Will Find You." I started watching the movie. I said, "Wait a minute, this thing is too addicting." It was such an amazing thriller, but she sold it to me. I was excited about it, but she doesn't get paid for that. She just shared. So we share things all the time. It could be a restaurant, a favorite meal, a vacation that we went on. We tell people, tell our families. They spend money to go there. That company doesn't pay for that. This company does. That's the difference. So now, what can I build once and improve over time? What it can build on is sharing. Take out the fear of the sharing, and you'll be fine. What platform can I learn 15 minutes a day? I would say I would say 5 minutes a day would be enough. That's how powerful it is. 5 minutes a day can make a massive difference. Who needs what I already know? Who needs what I already know? Well, I think the masses needs what I already know. And so I feel, in a way, almost compelled to do this. How long? I've said it before. I'm sorry if it sounds weird to anybody or to you, the audience. How long I'll be doing this? I don't know. And the point is that I hope that whatever has been put down here will be picked up. That's my hope, and be utilized for the best. What is here is not just overnight. It's not just a wishful fly by night thought. This is years of me trying things, understanding things, having losses, having gains. I mean, seeing things go haywire, spending money went down the drain, getting rejection after rejection. All right. So I know that this right here is not just some light stuff. It's come from the deep experiences and understanding. And that's why I take such pride and pleasure in doing this. Um, and so look at this. Your first passive income step does not need to be perfect. It needs to be real. All right. Start with a checklist. All right. Think about this. Do you have $20? Maybe do you have $15? That's 2, 3 cups of coffee. Can you afford $15? Is that out of your reach? A short guide. Okay, can I engage with this company 10 minutes per day, or about half an hour per week? That's no time. That's really, it's that deep. A digital download. You can check out the company's vision, download and listen. You can download the PDF and understand how they pay. Very simple. You can download uh, the video that talks about how it could connect globally. That's it. A referral offer. All right. I mean, we all know somebody. I would say that. And the business doesn't say one per household. No, it could be mom, dad, husband, wife, child, cousin. It doesn't limit you to just one per household like many businesses do. It's transferable to your kids. It's willable to your kids. Incredible stuff. Uh, a service that can later become a template. A a small investment habit, a membership resource, a product that solves one clear pain point. Now, I admire people who create and able to solve issues because people who have wealth usually solve a problem. And creators are usually not very common people. They're the rare ones, people who create things, right? But for the most part, you know, there's an old saying: if you can't beat them, join them. You can't beat them, join them. There are people who said, "Listen to me. I know that I've done wrong. I've known that when I did my company, it was only for the 1%, was for the 2%. I know it was, but I have a change of heart. I don't like that anymore. I think it's a bad idea. I want to change and help the masses." There are people like those, and they change their perspective and say, "Listen to me. Let me build something that's going to help the masses." And they do that. And it seems like it's unreal. Like, why would they do that? Because sometimes they say, "Listen to me. I'm 70 years old now. How long will I have to live? And I want to leave a legacy. I want to go out like this, knowing that I took advantage of people. And I knew better and didn't tell people the real truth. I went forthright with my movements. All right, the real. So everyone won't be able to create something. Everyone won't be able to write a book. or do some invention or build some service. Not everyone can do that. Many people have tried, right? But sometimes there are things that are working. It's already in play. You join in, you join it and win. So don't chase 10 streams. All right. Chasing is the issue. You can have 10 streams, but don't chase 10 streams. All right. Build one stream properly. One stream with focus can teach you how to build the next. And that is very powerful. There are ways that folks should be able to get the right kind of, I would say, advice maybe, or the right kind of um, coaching, or you know, I would say direction to know how they can flow. Because the people I know were successful with five things, right? They may have started with one and they build on that. Some folks, they just have that thing. They're able to do multiple things. But the point is that there are things that are so passive that if you're in school, it won't affect your schooling. Because many of you could be studying for a particular degree or something in school that you're doing. It could be a program that you're trying to study for, but you say, listen to me, I can't do certain things because it would take you out of being effective in this one thing. But there are things that you can do that will not take your time. I'll give you an example. I've seen people, more than once, more than one persons who said, I started doing trading, and Keith, I lost my mind. I woke up in the morning, was trading. I'm at my dinner table, is trading. I'm going to bed at night, is trading. I'm driving my vehicle, is trading. It was becoming too much. A lot of folks, so they go do trading now in some automated way. Many folks have found different ways to trade and they're having success because they're not going about it a certain kind of way. So knowing yourself, know what you're about, you choose the road that works for you. All right. So you will not know unless you try or test or see, then you know. All right. I have a Netflix there. Like I told you, what my Netflix, I pay membership. I don't have to go on membership on Netflix every day. I don't need to watch it every day. I watch it whenever I want to. I just maintain my membership. I want a little entertainment. I may go and say, hey, let me watch a movie here and there. All right. Some business, some opportunities does a similar thing for you. You own the opportunity, you're paying this low fee. You say, listen, I want to recommend a low product for somebody who I know who needs this product. You can get it for the person, lowest cost. For yourself, the lowest cost. Because you're going to buy anyway, you're going to shop anyway. So why not do it where you can maximize your money the most? All right. And so as we wind down here, uh, we talk a lot about, different things that I really, really think is important. The Family Protection Hub, and I won't go through that tonight. You can spend some time and check out, go on the podcast, like I said, it's podcast.keithmerritt.com. And you can see what's there. And I'm big on protecting your family legally, um, um, protect your family health wise, protect your family with just different things that can cause harm or identity theft, different things that can hurt your family. And if you check out that hub, you'll find what's there. All right. And so look at five ways that you can protect your family. Five moves. One, build the first 500 emergency wall. Before chasing big numbers, start with the first wall of protection. Save $500, then 1,000, then 1 month of expenses, then 3 months, then 6 months, then 12 months. If your income is unstable, progress protects, right? Progress protects. Two, use the bill before blessing rule. Use the bill before blessing rule. Before spending on want, ask, have I protected the household first? Savings before upgrades, insurance before image, debt reduction before showing off, emergency fund before lifestyle inflation. My big daughter, oh, my middle daughter, my middle child, right now, for the last year, I was spending a lot of money on Uber, a lot of money on Uber. She didn't have a car. She didn't have a license. I mean, rather, she did not have a license. And the person that she was using before, something fell through. That was more of a solid, consistent amount that worked. Now it's like whatever. You have to order Uber, the price changes just about every day. If it rains, it's different. If it's that way, it's different. If it's not, it's different. If the day is different. And peak season and off season is just really wild. And so we're talking about getting a vehicle. Now, I spoke to a financial advisor. Is it best to get a new vehicle? Because, it can be in a way in the high teens, in the 20s. Does it need a car now? What kind of cost can it be to get a car and something happens? Insurance can go fly right to the roof. So now we consider maybe rent a car, long-term rent, no obligations, no long contract commitment. That could lead to what? You get around more, you get more things done, get her studies done more effectively. She's less tired, all right, and save money. Different options. So looking at what? Before spending on want, ask, right? Have a protected, have I protected my household first? Very important. All right. Debt reduction before showing off. Emergency fund before lifestyle inflation. Three, create a family money map. Write down, this is beautiful here. I love this. Monthly income, monthly expenses, debts, insurance, important documents, emergency contacts, savings goals, income backup plans. A family that can see the numbers can make better decisions. Four, stop making your income lonely. One income stream is vulnerable. Even a small second stream can reduce fear. A weekend service, digital product, affiliate income, freelance skill, part-time consulting, content platform, or investment habit can become a pressure release valve. You have some way of saying, you know what? God forbid, I can have something. The Bible said, go look at the ants. You know, the ants store up for the winter, and we should think the same way. Have a hard conversation early. Talk about money before crisis. Talk about insurance. Talk about wills. Talk about debt. Talk about digital passwords. Talk about who handles what if life changes. These conversations are not negative. They are love with structure. And I think I can talk about a whole lot more tonight, but I'm going to take it down and wind it down. All right. So think about AI and how it affects us and how we can look at AI as how it relates to our lives and that kind of thing. So these are hacks people ignore. Use AI to turn experience into income. AI is important. Ask AI to help convert your knowledge into checklists, guides, scripts, offers, following questions, captions, and short lessons. Hack two, record before you feel ready. Okay, record before you feel ready. Use your phone to create short videos answering real questions people ask you. Clarify beats perfection. Clarify beats perfection. Trust me. Hack three, build a proof folder. Save testimonials, screenshots, results, questions, compliments, and before and after examples. Proof sells better than pressure. I got some work to do on this one here. Hack four, create one repeatable weekend. I'm sorry. Create one repeatable weekly content format. For example, money Monday, family protection Friday, AI skills Saturday, or 15-minute freedom tip. Hack five, learn one tool per month, not 10. One, a design tool, email tool, AI tool, video tool, sales page tool, budgeting app, or learning platform. Skill stacking is how ordinary people become hard to replace. And so we have to really understand that we have a lot at our hands. We have a lot of information that's out there now that we can utilize. And I'm trying to just narrow it down here so you can get bite size and pick and choose where you want to begin with. You know, it's really your tempo, your mode, your pulse. Um, and so I'm excited about what is here. The next level help center is important. Your why needs a right network. Some people are not lazy, they are unsupported. They are surrounded by people who only understand survival, not strategy. So when they try to grow, their circle pulls them back. Is that you? You need people who normalize building, people who talk about savings, income, ownership, protection, skills, and legacy. People who do not laugh at your growth, people who ask better questions, people who hold you accountable without crushing your spirit. Your network can either shrink your why or strengthen it. Choose rooms that make your future feels possible. And again, my probably favorite part of this show is something called take action. All right, take action. And here's the big why activity. All right, this week complete the big why test. Can you do that for me? Can you complete the big why test for me this week? Get a notebook and answer these five questions. One, who benefits if I win? Name the people who lives improve when you become financially stronger. Two, what happens if I do nothing for the next 3 years? That's serious. Wow. What happens if I do nothing for the next 3 years? Be honest. What gets harder? What stays stuck? What opportunity did I miss? Three, what is the first emergency I need to protect my family from? Job loss? Is it medical bills? Is it housing pressure? Is it debt? Is it transportation? Food insecurity? Hey, you see the list. Four, what skill can I learn in 90 days that could increase my income or usefulness? Pick one of, not 10. What daily action proves my why is real, right? What daily action proves my why is real? Saving $5, learning 15 minutes, posting one helpful video, following up with one person, reading 10 pages, creating one product page. Hmm, interesting list, don't you think? Now, write this sentence. My why is big because blank. And this week I will prove it by blank. I'll read again. My why is big because blank. And this week I will prove it by blank. I want you to fill that out and make it happen. The sentence becomes your anchor. Put it somewhere visible. Your mirror, your phone screen, your notebook, your wallet, your workplace, your workspace, because when emotions fade, your big why must speak louder. And usually, when the why is big, it will speak louder. So here's the 7 day challenge, y'all. Before we wind down this thing here, 7 day challenge. Day one, write your big why statement. Day two, build or update your basic budget. Day three, Save or transfer any amount towards emergency savings. Day 4, research one income stream that fits your skills. Day 5, learn one AI or digital tool for 15 minutes. Day 6, create one piece of useful content or one offer idea. Day 7, share your goal with one accountable person or community. 7 days. That's it, y'all. 7 proof points. No excuse, y'all. No excuse. And you can check out the blog. You can see them here. All right. It's really cool stuff. All right. I want to overload it with a lot of information here, but you can go there and you can check things out on your own pace. So as we get to our final thoughts and just take it home, here is the hard truth. You are responsible for your next move. Not everything that happened to you was your fault, but your response belongs to you. You cannot control every economy. You cannot control every employer. You cannot control every family challenge. You cannot control every technological shift, but you can control your preparation. Very important. You can control your learning. You can control your discipline. You can control your environment. You can control what you do for the next 24 hours. It is not too late. Not in your 40s, not in your 50s, not in your 60s, not after failure, not after delay, not after disappointment. But it will become harder if you keep waiting. So make your why bigger than your fear, bigger than your excuses, bigger than your comfort, bigger than your history, bigger than the voices that told you it was too late. Because you know why? Because your family does not need a perfect vision of you. They need a prepared version of you. Your future does not need your panic, it needs your plan. And your dream does not need another emotional high, it needs a big why that turns into daily action. This is Next Level with Keith, where we do not just ask what you want, we ask why it matters. And when your why gets big enough, your next level becomes possible. And with that said, let me say thank you again for being with me here tonight on this podcast. Thank you for those of you behind the scenes, the engineers, the digital experts, those who support, call them silent supporters. Thank you. I'm grateful. And I look forward to great episodes to come and more information that will help to sharpen you and inspire you. And that whatever you see I put down here, you can pick it up and run with it. Again, my name is Keith. And thank you for joining me here with the Next Level with Keith. Thank you and see you on my next episode. God bless.
If today's episode spoke to you, it's because you're ready. Ready for your money to work for you. Ready for practical steps, not just motivation. Ready for faith-led financial freedom. Ready to build stability, peace, and confidence for your family. You're not alone on this journey. The Next Level isn't just a podcast. It's a movement toward freedom, one episode at a time. Stay connected. Listen anytime at podcast.keithmerritt.com. Explore the Next Level Movement Hub. Subscribe on YouTube at Keith Merritt. Like, share, comment. Your engagement helps this message reach more families. Take your next step. Visit keithmerritt.com/impact/the next level. Subscribe for the latest blog from the Freedom Resource Hub and join the Next Level Resource Network. Choose the hub that fits your journey: music and speaking, family protection, digital learning, passive income, or Keith's book and reading hub. Press play. Take action. Your next level is calling.